Beautiful girl, can you see me falling? All I want is you, make this some beautiful world.
Hello. What do I do? I what? Wait, sorry. What do I do? I thought they were gonna be questions. Oh, good. Come on, ask questions. This is so awkward. Good. Yeah, I'm a little sick. I'm a little drunk.
A little drunk, a little sick.
Your producer made me do a shot of 2 shots of tequila.
Well, we have
Yeah.
the top people in the business here, yeah. 2 shots of tequila,
2
huh?
shots of tequila and a beer, but the beer was my decision.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
And now here you are, you're nominated again. I mean, you're like Mr. Big Shot.
Sorry, that was flip.
Yeah, I know.
That was so powerful.
Yeah, that was good.
I'm like a dragon.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
You nearly horked up
Sorry,
something.
yeah.
That would have been good. Yeah, but
Mr. Big Shot.
Yeah.
You think that's a big shot? Wait till you see this.
I got a little something for you.
Well, I thought I figured it was the flu. Like the day of the Globes, I woke up with like 100-something degree fever and was just like, oh my God. And then it just kind of turned into. Now I'm on an inhaler, which is actually awesome because that was my dream when I was little. I wanted to have asthma so bad. So I love this inhaler.
If you're friends with Harvey Weinstein, like you can have anything you want. Just be like, can you make a movie about this lamp? Okay.
I kicked myself in the face, only I didn't kick myself. I hit myself with an 8-pound carbon fiber bow. Yeah. Yeah, my own arm betrayed me.
I love your dates, though, I gotta say. I think you have really good dates tonight.
My date?
Mom and Dad.
I thought you meant like the season. I was like, what? That's cold. Oh, yeah, I do.
They don't know that.
In the entire world.
Today I got a chest x-ray
Okay.
of my lungs and discovered that my breasts are uneven. That was all I saw. I
You
think
know
my
what?
lungs
Same thing
are
happened to
fine.
me. It's okay.
I was like standing there with these doctors and they're like looking at my lungs and then I was just like, it felt like an elephant in the room. And I was like, are my breasts uneven? And they were just kind of like stifled and uncomfortable, obviously. And then so I kept thinking, well, I'm gonna dig myself out of this hole by bringing it up again. So he's like, all right, well, our radiologist will get back to you about, your lungs. And I was like, and my breasts. And he was just like, well, bye. Oh, what does it say? I beat Meryl. I just thought it was like, well, first of all, it's Meryl Streep. Like, you can't.
It was an allusion to
offend
that
Meryl
movie.
Streep.
And Bette Midler goes into Goldie Hawn's apartment.
Yeah,
and she
and
picks up the award
yeah,
and she
picks up
says,
the
look
award,
what it
and she
says.
says, look what it says.
I
It says,
beat
I
Meryl.
beat Meryl.
That's what you were saying.
And that's what I said.
And all of a sudden
And then all of a sudden, I hate Meryl Streep.
Exactly.
It's like,
You've been gunning for her.
yeah. I was like, is that what this turned into? I don't like Meryl Streep?
Did
As
you-
if like I've had my eyes on getting that girl forever,
Yeah.
and I was like, finally.
Yeah. Take her
I
down
knew
a couple
it would
of notches.
happen one
yeah.
day.
You mentioned in your award speech that moment, that gig that got you the SAG card way back then.
Yeah.
If you could go back to that version of yourself and give yourself a snapshot of what was going to happen in the coming years, what would you say to that version of you?
I would never tell that version of me that this was going to happen. I would become a nightmare. I'd be like, well, of course. And I was a 14-year-old idiot. It wouldn't have been a good idea. I would have probably just been like, you're going to fail. So stop being so full of yourself.
Are you going to enjoy it more this time around?
Yes. I was really nervous the first year, but now I'm going to have fun. I'm just going to drink more this year.
Yeah.
That's what
That's the answer. Just
Yeah.
drink.
Before I was so focused, I was so scared. I was just a 20-year-old. I was brand new to the industry, and now I see familiar faces, and I'm older. Obviously, I'm so much mature. And
I wasn't even officially really offered the role yet, or maybe secretly offered the role where it was very under wraps and don't bring it up, don't do anything. And I see my mother surrounded by reporters. Well, my favorite book is The Hunger Games. Wink. My brother made I was back in Kentucky and I said that and I was like, well, I had a midnight call time one time for Mystique, and he goes, oh, I'm sorry. It's really hard what you do. I bet they can find somebody else to do it. And I was like, now I can't brag about call times.
Have you gotten a chance to see the script for Days of Future Past? Do you know what the next...
Days of Future what?
You're in an X-Men movie called Days of Future Past.
Is that what they're calling it? I didn't know. What?
Dude,
they don't tell me anything. I love that you have a microphone. Mom is the statue. You've got your champagne. He still hasn't put it down. There's so many tables everywhere.
He's celebrating.
Have you heard from Ms. Streep?
No, I don't know if I want to. I don't know what.
Well, of course, she can
I'm
take
nervous.
a joke for God's sake.
I'm sure she
but
hasn't
what about
heard.
these
She doesn't
dopes
care.
that don't get the joke? What about those dopes?
I know. I wanted to make a public statement like, hey, idiots. It's
Yeah.
a quote from
Yeah.
a movie, and it's Meryl Streep.
Sure.
Right. I just found out the other night at a Q&A, it was the first take because I remembered the first time that I went in, I did all of the lines right, and then for the rest of the day, I was like, I'm like, couldn't get all of the sports teams right.
But David's thing was he would always be really close. Like we were doing a diner scene where he was laying down in the booth right next to me, like 3 inches away, and I'm talking and doing the scene, and I just hear him start to go, oh God, oh I hate it. Under his breath. Oh, it's so bad. And I finally just like, do you want me to do something else? And he's like, yes, anything.
Really?
I'm always like, yeah, I'm gonna party, and I'm like texting people. I'm like, come out, and then I'm like, never mind. I'm in bed by 7:30, so
Because I
never
read you
know.
like to kick it and be more of a
I
homebody,
do.
right?
Well, and I'm very flaky. I'm a very, very flaky.
Oh, you're a
person.
flake?
Yes.
I didn't
I'm
figure
very
you for a flake.
Life is too short to not be flaky. I'm just like, I want to do whatever I want to do.
I like that
So
motto.
so I like, but I warn people that I'm flaky. So I'm like, yes, I'm going to the after party, but I might cancel.
You give them a heads up.
Yeah.
All good then.
Yeah.
Do you plead guilty to all those descriptions?
Well, I'm going to have to read over
Well, let's
them
go
again.
through them. Are you rude?
Well, unintentionally, yes, unfortunately.
Are you dirty?
Well, I mean, I'm not dirty. What does that mean? No, I'm
No?
not dirty.
in the best way
I'm
that-
not afraid of dirt.
Okay, that's a good compromise.
There we go.
Not
Yeah.
afraid of dirt. Are you funny? We know you're funny.
I'm hilarious.
Are you foul-mouthed?
Yes.
Are you going to try and change that?
Yeah, I am. I'm working on
Going
it.
to try and be better?
Yeah, yeah,
Are you sloppy?
yeah.
Are you sexy?
This is horrible. Why did I even rush here? I was laughing last night because my friend, when I first started getting recognized, we were like at a bar, and anytime anybody came up and was like, "Are you Jennifer Lawrence?" She just would start snapping. She was like, "No!" and like started like ripping me away. And then one of my friends we were driving to breakfast, and we were being followed by a paparazzi, and she got so overwhelmed that she had to pull the car over and was crying. And she was like, "I just know, how is this legal? We can't live like this. This is horrible." And I'm like, "It's okay."
You'll be
It's been
okay.
really hard on my friends. And now I have this naked statue. That means that some of you even voted for me.
What do you think about her winning all these awards, Mom?
If you stick that in my mouth, I mean, I'm going to start crying.
That's not how microphones work. She will not put it in your mouth.
I promise you I won't.
That's a big fear.
I just can't stop crying.
Oh, look at her. You are going to cry.
Don't cry.
It's just,
Stop it.
And does that make you start getting teared up when your
No,
parents
never.
do?
I just,
No, it
I'm
never
just
does.
like, stop crying, woman.
Well, there could
Yeah.
be
My
very
dad
well.
and I both like react differently on camera. My dad and I turn into compulsive rednecks, and my mother just turns into like the weeping willow. Just can't get it together.
It's a nice combination. Dad's
Yeah,
not here
it's great.
tonight.
We're a totally normal family.
Yeah.
I'm drunk. She's crying.
You're as American as anybody else. I'll say that.
I tried to Twitter, and I have nothing to say. I don't get it.
I feel that would be like a punishment for me. Like a judge would have to be like 6 months of, probation, and you have to write down what you
Right.
think about random things that nobody cares about.
It's me, Dave. I think I have searing abdominal cramps.
Yeah.
Great.
What's anal leakage? Dash. Jen Lawrence.
Oh, now, wait a minute. I never thought about it in those terms.
Sorry, you said abdominal
Well,
cramps. I
I
thought the
know.
next thing, anal
Sure,
leakage.
no, well, I mean,
Would you come here tonight with?
With my parents.
Oh, where are your
parents? I don't know. I'm embarrassed.
Are you embarrassed?
Yeah.
Everybody's
I just
been
feel
bringing
like I'm bringing
their.
my parents to too many things. I'm like starting to get. I'm like, yeah, I've got starting to do that like 5-year-old thing where I'm like, I don't have parents.
My friend who was looking at paparazzi pictures of herself, she was feeling guilty, so I Googled Jennifer Lawrence ugly to like make her feel better. And my mother saw it on my internet history, and she was like,
And the pictures came
"What
up.
are you doing?" Well, yeah, of course they came up. You should type. That's like a fun thing to do, actually. Like, Jennifer Lawrence ugly is like.
Jennifer, I googled your name, and I don't know if you know this, but when you type in Jennifer, not even your surname, the first person to pop up is you, above Jennifer Aniston, Jennifer Lopez.
Really?
Yeah, I'm
If you type in GE, does Jesus come up or me?
I mean, that's an example.
GE? Did I say GE?
Yeah, Jesus is not spelled with G.
Wow. Neither is Jennifer, which is funny.
That they know who I am and that they voted for me is just, it's incredible. That was a really unbelievable feeling. I can hear her whimpering behind me, so I just heard a slight,
Okay, and now, are you prepared for the Oscars? Will you write a speech?
No.
You will not?
I haven't. No, I've started this new. It's like my only superstition of not preparing anything to say, because it feels cocky to just like.
I agree with you.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, that seems presumptuous. I'm not going to do it. And then we start like get in the car, and I'm like, everyone's asking me like, do you have anything prepared? I'm like, stop, like, because it just stresses me out.
Yeah.
I don't react that way because I'm not normally on 2 shots of tequila. God. Okay, well, there's Jessica Chastain.
She was great, by the way, in Zero Dark Thirty.
Yes, she was incredible.
You should have been in that movie.
Just in
Did
the
they ask you to
background.
be in that movie?
No,
I bet they did.
They didn't actually.
I bet they did.
Yeah, I should have been in the background, like, yeah, catch him.
Yeah.
Obama.
All right.
Obama. I mean Osama.
Yeah, I know.
Bin
Never
Laden.
mind.
It's just don't catch Obama.
No.
Sorry.
This is one of our best rehearsals ever.
I just had to give my mom a talk about coming over, waiting to be invited before she comes over into my house. I woke up this morning and I was like, hello? Hello? And she was just like, hi. And I was like, I didn't give you a key. And she was like, your door was open. Your kid, you're like, I was like, you broke into my house. But
What do you think when you look in the mirror?
I'm just trying to figure out what to do with what I got.
Usually the people who win the SAG Award go on to win the Oscars.
That's very sweet. That's really nice. Thank you so much. Dad, can I have some champagne? Sure.
You said it was Chopard?
Yeah.
Can we see it in our little Manny cam, Jennifer? You can put it. You do walk the carpet.
Chubby fingers, though.
You do not have chubby.
You do. Look. Da da da.
You are having way too much fun with the Manny cam. We'll send one home to you.
Okay. Sorry. Well, I was sitting with my family and Bradley and David, everybody, but Adele was in the table that was right. It was the next table over, and I had such a high fever, and felt like I couldn't move, and I saw Adele, and there was nobody in the way, and she was sitting in the table by herself, and my dad was sitting next to me here, and I just reached my arm out and went, and my dad was like, "What, Jen? What's the matter?" And I was like, "It's Adele." Adele right there.
You got no quality time with Adele at all?
I couldn't say anything. I thought, oh.
Adele was probably happy at that point that you weren't touching her with your
come over with 103. I'm sorry.
fever hands.
Well, the tiny little girl.
Yes, Cuvangene.
Yes, she's like 9 years old.
Yes, and
Now,
she's incredibly talented.
Now, I don't want you.
To,
you understand that they've pulled this in the past where they sneak around and give it to a kid.
Oh God. Well,
So I'm just
then
telling you now.
Then I'll pull another Meryl.
That's
the world.
Go after the kid.
Yeah, I'll go after the child
Smart.
next.
Yeah, that's right.
First a legend, then a child.
Exactly.
I'll be set.
You even know you're a beautiful girl.
Are you going to remain the same as your mom said, like with all these accolades and stuff?
Absolutely not. I won.